Hi, this is Vikas Rajpurohit. In this video, we are going to solve our next SQL query for our project GoodCabs Analysis. So this is our query 6. In this query, it is asked that we need to find out repeat passenger frequency and city contribution analysis. We need to analyze the frequency of trips taken by repeat passenger in each city. So where this information is present, we know that city information is present in this dim city, and dim date we have date information only, and this is the table where we have this repeat passenger and trip count information is present. Dim, repeat, trip contribution. So what does actually we need to calculate? We need to calculate frequency. Frequency is nothing but the percentage. It is mentioned that percentage of repeat passengers taking 2 trips, 3 trips, etc. So what does that mean? Like here repeat passenger 7. So 7 repeat passenger is taking total 10 trips, repeat trips. So we need to get the percentage, that how many repeat passenger percentage taking 10 trips. So this is in this way we need to get the information. So let's write our query. So in this we need to get information from these two different tables. So we can simply join these by city ID. This is the common in both table, and apart from this we have already written query for join operation. So I will just copy paste this and modify this query. So here we need city name. Okay, so I will just keep this city name and remove other. So we only need we only need to join one table, so I will just use this one join only. From which table we need to join, I will just copy paste this table name and replace this. I will just give alias as R and need to join on city ID. This is the common in both. Will replace the alias. We do not need this. We are going to group by city name. I will keep this. And here what all the column we need this trip count. We also need the trip count, like this trip count, like 2 trips, 3 trips, that. So I will just copy this field name and paste it here. So from which table this information is present, this I will use as total trips. Just give name as alias as total trips. Okay, apart from this, what other information we need this total passenger, repeat passenger. So just need to copy this field name and use it here. This also we are getting from this repeat passenger, as I will give name as repeat passenger count only. So here we are using group by. So we know that whatever the column we are using with group by, need to use the same column with the select operation. So we are using city name, so this is fine. We are also going to group by this, because we know that we have this repeated frequency for these 9 trips, 4, 9, 8, 7, like that. This is the repeat frequency. Okay, and apart from the column we are using with group by, if we are using, then we need to use the aggregate function. So here we are just going to use some aggregate function. We are going to get the total repeat passenger count for each city, each trip. Okay, and I'm just going to run this, and we got the total repeat passenger count for each city, each trip. So we are just going to write city here. We are going to give this name as with repeat passenger. This is the repeat passenger count only. So I'm just going to give name this table as repeat passengers as given this query. Let me just fix the formatting. Okay, we got this. Now how we are going to find the frequency or the percentage, that repeat passengers divided by total passengers. So we need here total passengers for each city. So I'm just going to write again I'm going to write again query in this table only as a city only. So we know that whenever we need to write multiple queries for tables with city, we do not need to use with again and again. We are just going to separate it by comma. Okay, and I'm just going to write it select from. Now from which table we need information? We need from this table. And what information we need from this table? We need this city name. We need, yes, we need total trips as well. Okay, total trip is nothing but just trip counts, like 2 trip, 3 trip, that, and repeat passenger count, that is total passengers. So now we need, here we are going to calculate total passengers, like in each city how many total passengers are there. I will just copy paste spelling for the passenger, total passengers. And how we are going to calculate, we need to calculate for each city. Like if we have this first city Chandigarh, for Chandigarh we need to sum these 91 1639 and all the repeat passenger for Chandigarh city, for each city. After Chandigarh we need to calculate separately for each city. So how we are going to get this sum? If I write the sum repeat passengers, if I just write repeat passenger count, this passenger count only, I will just copy paste this and write this. So this is going to give us answer as one single output only. This is not going to work. So here, so how we can get count for each city? So we know that we can use Windows function here. At what condition? Or is just applied for the condition. We are going to partition by. Partition is nothing but we can understand it as a group by, like we are grouping it by city name. So in the same manner we are going to partition this by city name. Partition means give some, but give it as a partition by each city. Like it is going to sum for Chandigarh, this is going to give sum for each row for the Chandigarh. Then when the city changes, that Coimbatore, then this is going to restart from here. This is going to restart counting sum from here. In this way this works. So we got this, and I will just close this and just let me run this and check that what output we are getting. I will just run all from this table, total passengers. So what we are getting this information, let me just run this. Okay, so we got city name, total trips count, and repeat passenger count, and total city passengers. Okay, we got this information. Now we are going to write our final query. In final query, what information we need? We need the city name, and apart from city name we need to get the percentage for each trip count. It is mentioned that we need to get percentage for a repeat passenger taking 2 trips, 3 trips, or and in this way. So we need 2 trips, 3 trips in the column format, and we need to get the frequency or the percentage for each city. So for that, let me just write this as, so what column we need this, I will just write this as 2 trips. This is the column we need. We will run for the one column, then after we are going to write for other column if this is going to work. And for, since we need to write for each city, so I'm just going to group this by city name. So we need to write for each city. So how we are going to get frequency for each city? We will simply use case when, at what condition? When we know that this trip, total trips, I'm just going to copy this and paste this here. This total trips count is 2. So when this is 2, then what answer we need? We are just going to get percentage. So how we are going to percentage? I'm just going to multiply by this 100 and divide by total. This is the total city passengers. Just copy this and paste it here. So total passengers. In this way I'm going to get my answer. So just case, and I will just end the case as this. Also we need to sum this only. For each row we need to sum. I will just use sum. To make it more readable, I will just use 2 decimal format, round off. I will just round this by 2 decimal. Round by 2 decimals only. Okay, got it. So let me just run this query, and if I get frequency for this table 2 trips, then I will just copy paste for the other columns, other frequencies. Okay, so here something is wrong. We have done some mistake. This is saying check manual for SQL. This is something like we have done some typo or something like that. Okay, so this, let me quick fix the formatting if this is going to work or not. Yes, that was with the formatting only. We are just going to, like, we can write this like case is starting from here and this is going to end here. So in this way we can fix the formatting. Or we are, since we need to write multiple columns, we need to create multiple columns and fields, so I will just write in single row only. It will be better to, it will be more readable. Okay, so here we got city name and 2 trips, frequency for each city, and we can simply get max. We can get data from here only, max. And let me just copy paste this and write for the other. So this is just copy paste work. For 3 trips, this is going to be 3 trips, and I'm just going to copy paste again for 4 trips. Okay, formatting is something. When this is going to 4 equal to 4, then 4 trip count frequency, and when it is 5, then we are going to get frequency for the 5 trips. And just let me copy paste this again. 5 we are going to get 6, then this is for 7, 8, this is for 9, and just same here, frequency for 6, 7, 8, 9, and for the last 10. When total trips equal to 10, then simply I'm just going to write 10 trips, and let me just run this. Okay, so we got our answer as expected. We needed this frequency for each city only. For each city we got separate frequency for each trips. For 2 trips, this is the frequency for each city. This is all in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we are going to solve our next query in next video. That is all in this video. Thank you.